Sales Made Easy, my 4-word rules for success, number 12 in a series. When I ran our branding firm, our creative director, Soren, was a very talented polyglot. In addition to his native Danish, Soren spoke fluent English, French, and German. Besides those languages, his Spanish was pretty good, and he said he could also communicate in Norwegian and Swedish when necessary. But whenever a bunch of us would go to lunch, Soren always protested that he couldn't understand what we were talking about. Not because of his English skills, but because of the allusions, observations, and colloquialisms we used. According to Soren, our conversations were so full of references to TV shows, sports analogies, comedic bits from old movies, and other cultural bric-a-brac that he was lost. Soren could speak English beautifully, but he couldn't speak our cultural American dialect. For as long as I can remember, Miami has been called the Big Orange. Despite this nickname, Miami's not much of an orange town. That honor belongs somewhere near the state's center, in Winter Haven, Lakeland, Arcadia, Sebring, or Bartow. Instead, we should be called the Big Mango. That's because right now, trees all over Miami are dripping with bright orange and purple globes. It's mango season, and no matter how many mangoes you eat and freeze, most trees still produce many more bushels of fruit than anyone can consume. That's why barely a day goes by during mango season when someone doesn't ask you, "You want some mangoes?" And if you answer yes, and why wouldn't you, they'll pop open the back of their SUV and pass you a couple of grocery bags overstuffed with fresh, sweet, juicy mangoes. This is so common that there's a popular saying in Miami: people who buy mangoes at the grocery store have no friends. Why? Because if you go to the store to buy mangoes, you must not have many friends to give them to you. If you're not from here, that might not make any sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to everyone who lives in Miami. Not knowing why buying mangoes suggests your lack of social connections is the same as Soren not understanding our lunchtime conversations. We don't just communicate with content, we also communicate through context. Does that make sense? If so, I have a quick assignment for you. Go take a look at your website, your brochures, your presentations, and all your other marketing materials. You might find that they're chock full of industry jargon and other specialized language that makes perfect sense to you, but may not communicate to the people you're trying to reach. How do you know? It's easy. When you're done, simply ask a few friends to read through your materials and report back to you about what they understood. You'll be amazed to find that the things you think are perfectly obvious may make no sense to them. What's more, the things you found clever and funny might actually be getting in the way of them understanding exactly what you're talking about. How do you fix it? That's easy too. My 4-word rule for sales success, number 12, will tell you exactly what to do. Be clear, not clever.